Welcome to Kerbal Space Program. This is the 1.1 pre-release. We can see down here it's 1196. It was 1180 something before. And I have a little project I'm going to try to fling into orbit today. See if I can find it here. Diagram. Some people may recognize this if you turn your head sideways as the diagram how to make a rocket. What I need to do is add output lines from here and here back over here, I believe. But I actually won't do that just yet. What I'm going to do instead is just loft this thing up in orbit. Okay. You'll see why I did that in a minute. Now this monstrosity is all sorts of asymmetrical to the point I had to worry about offsetting thrust from these engines. It's quite the headache to fly. But we're going to try to fly this thing anyway. Save it, and I think we'll call this number 2. Because I already have one in orbit, but everyone's like, how'd you do that? That's impossible. And I swear I didn't use any hacks at all to get this thing up here. It's basically just a lot of more struts, more boosters, essentially. It's that is literally what I had to do with this thing. Alright, so I want to have this control pinned, because I want to adjust the thrust limiter as we ascend. So 3, 2, 1, go. So if I end up veering more towards my right, I will have to adjust that engine down on thrust so that it doesn't put the thing into a spin. Yeah, that tank's gonna go dry. So we're actually pulling from all these tanks here. They all feed, actually not that one, this one. You pulled that one already? Yeah, I did. But I'm pulling from these 3 tanks first, and then this will do the rest, getting us into orbit. And as you can see, it's struggling trying to fly straight. Now if I look at my yaw indicator, I'll eventually see the yaw indicator pitch more towards the left as I go. I can tweak that by simply dialing back the thrust a little bit of that engine to put the yaw indicator more or less in the center. This of course reduces my thrust, but that's okay. I think I'm actually going to try a little bit of a turn. That was a bad idea. This thing is just so barely stable. We'll wait till we're higher up in atmosphere to do that, because yeah, it's not good. Oh. Okay. That happens. When that occurs, I'm not sure how to go about fixing it, because as you can see, I got struts all over the place on this stupid thing. So let's just see if it'll launch again. Well, you saw that it flew, right? So that's not the problem. And physics kicks in and it doesn't fall apart. Good, 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 good. Alright, we can do this again. Can you... We'll go. Let's go, rocket. The cool thing about this is the vector engines. You can actually see the engine swing back and forth as it tries to maintain a nice even heading. I dare not turn off SAS control because this thing will just be all sorts of stupid. So yeah, I had to use a whole lot of struts to make this thing work. And it was just barely capable of making orbit. Quite the fun pig to fly. No offense to pigs, mind you. But this thing really is kind of a pain. Okay, so I see yaw is beginning to adjust itself a little bit. So we'll dial back that a little bit here. A little bit. There we go. It's looking a little better. But I am still kind of heading more or less up at this point. Oh, and we're starting to... Yeah, so it does that. I wonder if adding that little tank down here did some bad things to my diagram. And you'll get to see how this thing really wants to fly. So it wants to point retrograde. Can we get back on where we're supposed to go, please? That'd be awesome if we could. It's doing it. But I wasted a whole bunch of fuel pulling that one off. Who knows, maybe I can save it. I did put extra fuel on it, but I didn't really need Okay, so if you have the engine toggle like this, you can actually drive it like that. That's good to know. Here, maintain prograde. So you can see the yaw indicator flipping out as I adjust that. Well, let's see how our orbit's looking like now. Almost out of atmosphere. I don't have a lot of fuel left. But that should be out of orbit. So we'll turn that off. And it's like having to... It's trying to yaw over some, so... I really need more SAS torque, more flywheel torque. Because I don't have a lot here. Okay, so that puts us well out of atmosphere, so I might be able to save it, but this is a really messy orbit. Come on, hurry up so I can time warp. Okay, so we'll get up to here around 30 seconds, and we'll punch it. Once the center mass gets more or less closer to the center, then you can really just kind of leave it like this. And okay, I can dial that back some. I'm overpowered on thrust. So yeah, more boosters. I wonder if I have enough to actually get this thing in orbit. I might. might have enough to get in orbit. It's a pity I didn't put any lights on this thing, because lights would be cool. But anyway, yeah, it's I can just get rid of that now. I don't need that anymore. Can we make orbit with this? Probably not. Yep, that's not orbit. Not orbit at all. We're gonna fall down to the ground. Yep, we're in nuclear atmosphere. So let's show you the one that I managed to get going. We'll switch to this one. This is the one I managed to get into space. And the boosters, what's left of it is right over here. But yeah, this is a diagram. Chilling out in LKO. It's a messy orbit. 295 versus 121 kilometers. But yeah, I managed to get it to work. Honest to goodness, really I did. If I wanted to, I could blow these fairings off, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having the diagram. I picked fairings because they're very lightweight compared to these tanks. This thing does weigh almost 50 tons just here, bone dry. There's not a drop of fuel in it whatsoever. So, yes, this is my how to get into space diagram. So let's change the view so we can follow it around. Let's go this way. Okay. So, build a rocket. Did it work? Yes. Build a rocket. Did it work? No. And you ask her, why not? Oh no, here it is. Why not? Here's why not. And it was, Exploded. Add more struts. Build a rocket. Or did it work? So here is didn't get far enough. It's add more boosters. Now what I don't have is a diagram running from here over to here. Here to here. And that's just more dead weight. So yeah, it's a fun little exercise, and I don't know why I did it really. It's like, why did I bother doing this? But it's there, it's my thing, it's cool. And it was a lot of fun to do. And it's quite the pain to design. So yeah, that's my diagram. Thanks for watching, and you'll have a good day.